When I was going through school and I decided I loved airplanes and I wanted to study aerospace engineering, I think creating keeps me creating. There's sort of this fine line of art and science, and kind of pushing on both to say, think about it.
We're in Brooklyn, New York at the studio of this amazing artist, engineer, robotics, aeronautics artist.
You got it. All the things.
Who's Bill?
Hi, thanks for coming. It's great to have you.
Thanks for opening the doors for us. We're excited to be here. I love your work, and I'm excited to that you share all this beauty that you have.
Right on. Thank you. So I'm Bill Washabaugh. I'm the founder, creative director of Hypersonic. We're here in Brooklyn, New York. Alex is over here. Kirman is out right now. She'll come back in a little while.
Yeah.
David usually is here, but off today. And then Petra doesn't work in the studio. But we're all here as one.
You have a big team.
Yeah, we have a big team.
Okay.
We work as one team. We're all collaborative and creative in everything we do. So
I want to start with a question that I have on my way here. I was kind of thinking, I was educated at least that you have a right brain and a left brain, and you're either a mathematician or a scientist or an artist. And I think you either broke the law or you had a short circuit.
I think there might be something wrong in there.
A short circuit. I mean, can you tell me about that?
Yeah.
Because it's difficult to find someone that is a scientist and at the same time an artist.
Yeah, and I've grown up with both pretty heavily. I'm left-handed, so I'll say that. So maybe that's like the beginning of the short circuit. But I'm also, so I think I've always had a very creative brain. I've always been a musician. I've always been somebody who draws a lot. But at the same time, I'm also really stubborn. So when I was going through school and I decided I loved airplanes and I wanted to study aerospace engineering, I was just really stubborn. I was like, I'm not really good at this math and this hard physics and stuff, but I'm gonna do it, and I did. It's not easy. It's still a struggle sometimes, but yeah, I've managed to sort of cross-wire both halves of my brain that way. I've always had a foot in the art world. I went to sort of an art school growing up before I got into the sort of scientific side of things.
Also, you've been in both worlds ever.
Yeah, forever. And it took years to build this and to figure out that I was an artist. I wouldn't have said that a long time ago.
I bet it is a long road. I mean, you don't just jump into this or have this type of beautiful studio with as many work as you do with this beautiful and renowned name just out of the blue or starting one day.
Yeah.
What has art brought to your life that engineer couldn't give you?
Oh, I mean, so much. Just a creative inquiry that I can constantly explore. When you're in engineering, you're solving bounded problems that are known. And with art, there is no boundary. There is no definition of when you're done. So it's sort of like exploration, constant.
But that's the magic is. I mean, science is like square and theoretical there. Art is broad and almost no laws.
But I think that left brain, right brain sort of thinking, you can still be creative as a scientist. You can be massively creative in pulling other realms of science into the science you're doing, pulling art and using art to explore what you're exploring scientifically. So I don't think it's necessarily rigid. I think it's an incredibly creative field. How
do you start a piece? I mean, does it come naturally from your mind, or you get inspiration from music? I mean, how does a project of yours start from the beginning till the end?
So let me just start by saying we do a couple different kinds of artwork here in our studio. We are known for big public installations. That's most of what we do. So those public installations are almost always site-specific. So when we walk up to a site, I'm sort of in like gather and inquire mode. and I'm just listening and watching. And I use all those influences.
You're listening to your client and to the space.
To the space, to the
You're
people around the space, to the buildings, to the wildlife, to all of it. So I'm gathering information, and that is informing what the art might become in that space. And that's totally different from what the other art is in another space. So they're all different that way. So there's that. And then we do small artwork here, some of which is over here. We can walk over there.
Look at this beautiful
And
piece.
these are our own artworks, just sort of, you know, explorations. And these are more something that we come up with here as been thinking a lot about frankly about light and shadow, movement. Rhythm, time, and
Those are clocks, right?
These are clocks. Technically, they're clocks.
Yeah, they're clocks. How do you read them? I don't know, but
Yeah. I'll tell you when you can read them. You can't read them yet, but so part of the point of the piece is like, don't worry about time so much.
I don't care about it.
Yeah,
it's just the art. I enjoy just the art.
The point is to not look too closely at the time. I grew up as a drummer. My dad was a guitarist,
Yes.
and my sister played music as well. My brother's an excellent drummer. And so growing up with music, it's not like I was pushed to music. I found it. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And it was something within me that had this quest for rhythm. And so I played drums my entire life, basically. Even when the drums aren't around, I'm kind of tapping all the time. And I think that a lot of the visual work comes from that I'm seeking a rhythm in a lot of what we're doing. And sometimes that rhythm is auditory, sometimes it's not, and it's very just a visual rhythmic pattern. And that's a big part of it, for sure. And that's why there's so many sort of elements that are working together in a lot of these artworks.
When you do these installations in the public spaces, and you stand and view the whole piece functioning, what is it that what could be that piece is telling you, or what's the connection between you and that piece when you finish it? I mean, there's got to be some type of dialogue.
Absolutely.
And you kind of receive from that. What's that moment? How do you feel it?
Yeah. It's an interesting journey for us, because we start these pieces, we work on these pieces for years, and then we install it, it's done.
It's alive.
So one of the first times the public sees it is one of the last times we see it, because we literally, it's often in another city, and we sort of hand over the keys and walk away. Right when the building opens to the public. So we've gone on and sort of left this piece behind that we've known so intimately for years, and now it's not ours anymore. I love it when we can have a kid, especially or a child at heart.
It's kind of like very open and sincere.
Yeah, when I hear nothing, when I see the jaw open a little bit and just staring up, that's what I want. That's what I'm going for every time. And the example that's in my head is this piece we did called Life of Tree, which is at the University of Utah. And it is imagined to be what looks like an upside down tree, but you're actually looking at the reflection of a tree in a body of water, which is the reason it's upside down. And as that body of water, that imaginary body of water is moving, so the tree is moving. And as it gets distorted, because the wind is really kicking up and the waves are really moving, the tree really starts to get distorted. So it's playing with these ideas of sort of vibration and reflection, and is what we see real? I'm so lucky to be able to have done some pretty massive sculptures that I've spent years looking at a screen this big, you know, designing this thing from paper that's this big to a computer screen to CAD, and you're living in this world on a computer, and then one day, you know, you make the thing and you walk up and it's 80 feet tall and 90 feet long, and your brain cannot make the switch between something that was on your computer screen this big and something that's so massive.
That would be.
Yeah.
I mean, you do make drawings from what I saw.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're
show me your sketchbook.
Constantly. This one's, I just started this sketchbook, so it's not too
long.
Deep,
and, yeah.
But these are ideas for a sculpture we're working on for a pretty big public space. Let me grab this other thing right over here, because this is a little better. And basically, I started sketching here some ideas for this space, and then I sort of went to this really light paper and started sketching more ideas here on top of a blueprint. And then at some point we sort of come into the computer world and start laying things out in CAD to see, okay, this is where it started. Actually, it started over here.
It starts over here, then you start with color.
You know, getting into color, and then we bring it into the computer world and say, okay, if this is a giant space and we're walking around underneath it, how does it feel? Is this the effect we're going for? Is it technically feasible? Can we actually build this thing? So all of those questions are happening all the time.
For example, on a project like this, let's go underneath if it was a pedestrian. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
And you put the camera like the computer, so underneath, and someone's there standing. What do you want that person to feel under your work of art?
Yeah. That's a great question, and it's always different. In this one, you know, a lot of the art that I think about has a rhythm to it, and I say that because we do a lot of kinetic artwork that actually moves rhythmically, but we also do a lot of static artwork that I think still has a rhythm and a flow. And so that's kind of what I'm always looking for, is finding sort of a nexus of motion, of implied motion, and a rhythm of elements that come together and diverge, and sort of a mix of color. So I'm you know, trying to have a little bit of inquiry, a little bit of abstraction, and let people go where they're going to go with it.
Planes interfere and they come, look.
Exactly.
Look, you just made it. I mean, it's different. The person that's standing here is seeing a different artwork than the person that's right over here.
Exactly.
How does that feel?
Yes. So perspective is totally magic. And there's a lot of artworks that we do that have that sort of perspective shift. We want different people to see different things. It's your own reality. You can paint it how you want, and we're seeding that with a different viewpoint from everywhere. So, yeah.
Obstacles that you have encountered in your profession?
Every day. All of it.
Frustration.
Where do you want to start? It's hard. It's a hard thing to
How do you overcome it?
Like I said, I'm pretty stubborn.
You keep
so
going.
I keep going
Until you get it.
Yeah, this is what I feel like I'm here to do. So I'm going to keep pushing. But it's all hard. I mean, it's hard. It's not only an art practice, but it's a business, and it's. I mean, and I have to, you know, we've got to pay the rent on a space like this. We've got to pay people to be here and work together. We've got to pay for insurance. So all of those things come together and make it challenging.
what is it? What is satisfaction on your work? Do you get satisfied more by solving a technical issue, or more an emotion of your art expression? What gives you more joy?
I think that there's a dialogue between both. And that's what I'm looking for, is like that if there is a technical problem and an aesthetic problem, that those two sides of my brain, or those two conversations, can both reach a point where they're like, yeah, okay, we came to a good spot here. Because they're always in conversation. If we're gonna solve a technical problem very technically, it's gonna have an aesthetic outcome. And we want them both to feel good. So they're different times. We do a lot of aesthetic work, a lot of conceptual work at the beginning of a project, and then we'll often go deep into the technical challenges through most of the way of like trying to achieve that piece. Is a lot of technical work.
What keeps you a creative mind? What keeps you creating?
I think creating keeps me creating. The more you do it, the more that you're not even trying anymore. I was riding my bike in this morning, and I was talking to Alex a few minutes ago, and this sort of other thing we were working on popped into my head, and I don't even know what this is yet, but this sort of was in my head.
This appeared on your mind?
Yeah, yeah. As
you visualized
in a bike ride, yeah. It was just a visualization that sort of happened, and it was like, wait a minute, if these things are overlapping and creating color and shadow, this would be super cool. And so I came in and we started talking about it, and we're going to build a little computer visualization of it and see if it is anything, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. But the more you do it, the more it just keeps coming. And so often
Is it a vice?
Is it a vice? Ooh.
I mean, because you repeatedly want to do it again and again and again and again.
Yeah, I mean, it's addicting to like get to
it's like a sport.
Express yourself and build something and make it, and then there it is, and then you're looking at it. Or, in this case, which is these 4 moving umbrellas, it's not so big, but when you see the ones that are 80 feet tall,
you're
like, that was amazing. I want to do that again. So yeah, it is a vice.
You've been smiling in the whole interview, and I see you're a very happy guy.
Well, I try to.
Is it your work that it gives you all this sense of, or is it your music? Is it your persona, or how much is your artwork giving you that smile?
A lot. And you're asking me questions about like the major parts of it, but if we dig down into the awful parts of it, I might not smile so much. But yeah, I'm generally a pretty happy guy. But like thinking about all these works and the opportunities we've had and the magic we've been able to create is really like makes me happy.
So can I state like you wouldn't be as happy as a mechanical engineer if you would have kept in that route?
I don't know.
Now what I mean?
I mean, I left that world. I was not happy.
You were not happy?
Yeah.
And now, are you happy now?
Yeah, I'm happy, yeah. It's great. There's still a lot of challenges every day. I mean, but I'm super happy with, what I've been able to do and what my life and career have become. Yeah, it's exciting.
What would a piece would whisper to the world? Happiness, joy, energy.
I don't know that
mind?
To be honest, I don't know that it's a word so much as a word is giving you something that you have to do, and I don't want it to be a word.
You make it you don't want to square it or enclose it.
I want it to be whatever you want it to be. I want it to be the clarity of your mind that like absorbs what it is and makes it your own reality. So if I give you the word that I want it to be, then that's what you're looking at it with that in mind. You know what I mean? I just say that like there's a lot of kinetic artwork, but we want it to be beautiful whether it's moving or not. So like when the machinery is off, I still want it to be a beautiful piece, even when it's quiet, nothing's moving. That's the intention, and we're just trying to give that moment of wonder and awe and inquiry all at the same time.
That is important work. That's an important word in your work.
Yeah, and that's
magical moment of the wow, the ah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and so and that goes along with the size of some of the works are quite big, and that helps that feeling when it's like overwhelming your senses.
Yes.
So that's certainly part of it, but we want to be able to sort of hijack people's brains for a minute and just clear their head and enjoy the feeling of what's happening around you.
That sense of feeling.
Yeah, it's just happiness, wholeness within your body, and at the same time an inquiry of like what happened,
right?
What's going on? How is this all happening? So there's a lot of questions that we're prompting, and it's a lot about inquiry. There's sort of this fine line of art and science, and we're kind of pushing on both to say, think about it.
I just want to thank you for the time. I'm really happy being here today. And if you have liked this episode, thumbs up, give us a like. And if you have any comments, just write down below to us and we'll get back to you so we can maintain you informed of new episodes that we're going to be interviewing artists and geniuses like this guy today around the world. See you in our next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.